Am I not supposed to hit this yet?
Will it go on if you hit it?
It's on now.
Do it. Okay. You don't see anybody at home? Call the regular monthly meeting of the North Whitby Park and Recreation District to order at 7:30 p.m. 2014. For commissioners, any agenda changes? None?
No.
Okay. On board issues, any board issues? I have one sad one. Kirk just gave me his letter. This letter serves as my official notice of resignation of Commissioner Position 2 effective Thursday, June 19, 2014 at midnight, unless the meeting goes longer. Okay. Well, thank you very much for all the work you've done. He's going to Arizona, is it?
Yeah. Moving sunny Phoenix area.
Good luck to you. Public comments. Any public comments? Okay. Minutes approval. We have the minutes for the meeting of May 15th. Would anybody move that they be accepted as circulated or as amended if you want to amend it later?
I move that we approve the minutes from Thursday, May 15, 2014 as written.
I'll second that.
Okay. Sean, Steve. Any questions? All in favor of approving them?
Aye.
Aye. Approved unanimously. Voucher approval.
I make a motion that we approve the vouchers from 6252 to 6292 for the amount of $37,169.42 and the M&O account and payroll of $43,644.88.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
Steve? No. Left end of the table is the light. Okay. Any comments or questions? Any quick queries on expenditures in the pages?
Actually, I do. This is in regard to the lifeguard instructor's class. Looking at 15 patrons that participated, it looks like we spent about 20, well, I added it up. According to the website and the credit card statements for in the vouchers paid to American Red Cross, we spent $2,584.52. What is the amount that we collect per participant for the lifeguarding course?
$235 per person.
$235 per person. That's just started.
Half the expenses.
Well, actually, it divides to $172.30 per person that we spent, so I mean, we are in the plus.
Yes.
We just started. How many of these materials that purchased this time around from reuse?
They're part of the class fee that they pay if the book is theirs. When they buy it into the class, they include the book. They take it for themselves.
Yeah, there's the book. There was the 1,077 paid American Red Cross for lifeguarding class materials. Then we have...
The Red Cross recently has changed some of the swim lesson and some lifeguarding programs. So we need to buy the new materials. It is belonging to the facility and is reused over and over and over and over again for each class.
But were those lists on the statement also as LGI class materials? I have LGI class books for $730.42, LGI class research for $300, LGI materials for $385. Is that in addition to the 1,077?
The $730.42, that is from the books ordered for the last lifeguard training class. The 300, which is for recertifications, is people that come through that have expired, and their certification has expired. And they are coming in to recertify, so they get materials with that. They do pay us for those. And then and it shouldn't say LGI, it actually should say LGBT. It's not an instructor level class, it's like a training class. And then the materials are the new materials that we had to order as part of the upgrade that the Red Cross has done.
So subsequent classes, we should be paying less per participant.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
The legal fees here for Cohen, Manning, and Tooney, for those, for anything particular, just as a line item here. Or you know what they are?
The last contact I had with them was working on your contract, the contract.
I know I have a contract.
Yeah. So as nobody else has. So it must be for the contract. If you know, it's about $1,000.
556
Okay.
and $50,
That's probably what it
50
is.
cents.
But I will check if you wish.
I'm just you off the top of your head.
Steve, any questions? Yes, sir. Also.
This new pump we just purchased, is that going to show up on?
We haven't got the bill for you.
Okay.
It'll be the emergency pump, so you're going to see one for an emergency pump and then one for the final new pump, which was the 16,000 that we talked about. But it won't be in for a few weeks yet from what I can make out.
So the emergency pump will be our backup.
After we get the new pump. Right now, it's the only pump.
Oh, so that's what we have.
That's what's working. Okay. All in favor of approving the vouchers?
Hi.
Okay. Staff reports.
Needless to say, we're glad to be back at JVMP. 3+ weeks away. It's tough. Right, it's been affected. Most definitely, and our numbers were affected as well. But leading up to that, just kind of want to walk through some of the things that we tried to accommodate our members. Once we knew that the pump was headed in the direction of failure, we had some backups set up with Anacortes for our training water time. Just basically got them ready to move ahead whenever the situation occurred. So we had that set up. Once failure occurred, we called for an all-staff meeting or all parent meeting, gather everybody together, and offered 4 different options for training alternatives. Combination of heavy emphasis over in Anacortes and or emphasis here as well. At the end, the members voted on the most flexible option, which gave them 45.5 hours for the total training time, which actually got bumped up to, depending on the week, about 48 to 50. About 17 families that came out and utilized the water time, so we're glad for that. And the Anacortes folks were just outstanding, just really accommodating. We were on our good behavior, I think, and they appreciated that was the case and said so. So needless to say, we're glad to be back here. It was unfortunately a good reason for a handful of people to accelerate time off over summertime, and so our numbers are affected partially. Also had several people that are moving out of town because they want to. meets coming up. Looking forward to good swimming there. Energy performance contractors have been on the move and are they've got sensors in place back there to get accurate data for crunching their numbers, and they're starting to get the costs together through various different contractors. I toured the site last Friday and in place to move ahead and hopefully get the grant application in for summer funding, summer cycle funding. That's pretty much it.
Can I ask a question? Did we give a letter by any chance to the NWPRD pool basically saying thank you?
We will.
We are working.
Okay. Because, that's pretty amazing that they did that. And I know me as a parent, I appreciated it. It was right before Special Olympics for Allie, so going over there and spending time, thank you for that. So it was just wonderful that they opened that up to us. Just want to make sure we did. Thank you.
That's coming.
Thank you.
I just have one concern. You have the NWAC Strategic Plan Progress Report here, sort of in dull print underneath, with bold print on it. But we've never approved the strategic plan for NWAC. You were going to bring back some more details about 4 months ago, I think, and we just haven't got to it because there's so many other things, so we haven't pushed it hard. But that plan still has to come to us with your guidelines. Just to be sure that this doesn't, because it's embedded, doesn't mean that it's real history. It's still got to get approved. Okay. Any other comments on the staff report? This is the head coach report. The fitness hub. Aerobics. Aquatics program report.
I want to get, the fitness thing, Brad, we're working on a lot of marketing now. So you can see on the report. Brad and I have talked, we get more information on the base. Their PAO is working on some stuff. The advertising program manager for FWR is helping me out getting the word out as well, along with everything we do here. So that's just one I want to throw out.
So thank you.
Anything on the aerobics?
Yes, all the programs.
On all the programs, okay. I have a note here from Michelle saying that she'd really like us to deal with the summer schedule today, so we can deal with that maybe under new business, but just don't let us get by without doing it. Because I understand them wanting to have it in place whatever we decide. Aquatics program report.
Just a couple of things I'd like to point out on the report, and it just kind of reiterates our partnership and our relationship that we have with the Hidalgo Pool, is that they face on the out-and-out portion of my report, when they face a personnel crisis and have asked me to go over there and help them. And I'm going to actually be going and teaching a lifeguarding class for them because they do not have a lifeguarding instructor right now. In that, we'll also be giving them, I'll train a couple of lifeguarding instructors for them so that they do have their own, because I'm not really interested in bouncing back and forth if I don't have to. Also, the Four Winds Camp on Orcas Island needed a waterfront class. They knew that we would be able to call, and I sent Travis out there, and he provided a waterfront class for them as well. So it's been a really nice relationship to have with the Hidalgo Pool, to know that they're there for us, and when they have their closure in August, they are already encouraging their patrons to come over to us in August.
Good.
Yep, it'll be nice.
That's awesome.
Eric, do you do that kind of training like off hours, or how do you work that?
They pay me separately. Yeah, as a contractor. That's how I work it out with them. We're working on, they're actually owing us some money for a class that I did over there that was through us, that was contracted with us. So we should be getting some money from them, and I don't remember the exact amount, but several $100 they will pay the district for one of the classes that I did Bill Cherokee that was through. It's an outstanding check, and I don't remember exactly what the number is, but it's several hundred that will be coming back to the district for that.
Have you ever thought, and this is just chatting, have you ever thought about sort of setting up a lifeguarding training place here, which then provided the services to Anacortes or any of the little pools around, and you could advertise with Life to Fitness, except as if you have to train lifeguards for your hotel, for your whatever. We do have this program that's available for a certain amount of money, and just sort of centralize it rather than you moving.
We do actually train most of the lifeguards on the islands, even for the seasonal pools. They actually do contract and they send their staff to us for training. Their staff pays the district for that training. With the Anacortes people, a lot of the time they don't like to travel, so they ask me, they borrow me, and I don't mind. But they have, I think, 7 that are going to be taking their next class, and their schedules don't enable them to travel, and so it's easier for me to go over there and teach that class for them. But yeah, for all the seasonal pools, we keep everybody, so we just did Skagit Heads training for Clinton, and they paid the district for that training.
Just thinking, if you ever had an advertising brochure that we could put out, it'd be good publicity for it. And you could call Anacortes a satellite campus if you wanted just to do that. That's humor, don't do that.
Yeah, they call us there. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on the aquatics? Okay. Anything else on the reports?
For those of you who are going to be at the budget meeting on Saturday,
Yes.
please note down here on the horizon that my WSI class will be starting at the same time as your budget meeting, so I'm pretty respectfully decline to be there. Sorry.
I thought we started at 10.
We're starting at 10.
Mine goes 9 to 2.
Huh?
Well, put them in for laps for a couple hours and come on over.
Well, this is an instructor level class. You can't do labs. So.
Why not?
Likewise, I'll be down in Federal Way for
A public record request, I don't know what this is. Would somebody, who put that on the agenda? Was that the public record request under, we finished with staff reports, I think. And so we're down to unfinished business now. And there's a public record request stated there. Now, did that come from you, or is it?
It was after it was carried over because we got an email from an individual wanting more information or just waiting on information.
I brought mine in.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about the other 5, so.
I can guarantee you, I can't even remember what it was, so I don't
There's-
have.
There's a public record request for emails.
Right. Just this
So-
week we got another.
I don't believe I notified on that.
I don't think I know about it either.
This is months old.
Oh, it's months old, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a couple months old. I filled it out twice. So.
We might check and see if we've,
This brought,
This one.
this,
It's the same kind of deal. Same person, same
Yeah.
situation, so it's just.
this brings up an interesting point. My computer crashed at home. Now, luckily I use Gmail. But I had thought recently, I had considered, cleaning up my Gmail account and saving those on my hard drive. Of course, I would have backed it up. But if I wouldn't have, you see where I'm going with this, all that information would have been lost because it's the whole black screen of death thing. You're not going to get anything off of it. So what I had wondered is the possibility, we talked about this about a year ago briefly, it was establishing email accounts for all the commissioners underneath, like Oak Harbor, it would be like, Steve Hoffmeyer at oakharborpool.com, whatever it would be. And I think the IT person at that time had told the former director that there would be no problem, but then we never really did it.
and then we just do our
And
Artist Commission stuff through that email.
Exactly, it would all be through that, it would be all backed up. We could even, if I would have
We
no
wouldn't even
problem.
have to,
Yeah, we could even tell Aaron, you can go in and get the
That's the other
information, and
Can we look at that, Gina?
That sounds like a smart idea.
yeah, thank you, thank you.
You just have to tell me how to get into the web.
Yeah, we'll all have to figure it out.
So, under unfinished business, this is a public record request that was where the individual had asked for information a while ago, prior to your being here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is still when,
It's been the bill, it's
Nicole, when Nicole was still administrative assistant, so I think then I have responded to it.
Right. He's got probably 99% of his stuff.
Yeah.
There was just a short email being requested. Maybe status of that.
Okay, there's one other thing under unfinished business, which, because of the turmoil with the pool, sort of slipped. But we have to do, and it's a commitment we have made on the Vicki Robinson decision, we've got to do, conduct sensitivity training, cross-cultural training for all of the staff and the people working with the public here. So I want to put that back on the agenda so we have it and it's not slipping. It's understandable because we've been a little busy and a little preoccupied and a little surprised with the events that have happened. And, okay, can I...
No, that's, we're waiting.
I think Endurus is willing to provide an online course for staff. We just have to set it up. So you just have to go sit at your computer for one of those 20 minutes or 30 minutes thing, answer questions and work it out to raise
I
issues.
have to check mine, but I believe Joanne, she's going to, for the door, she's going to be up here in mid-July.
Okay, so maybe we could do it then.
Her and I have been talking about meeting all of that.
Yeah, well, I really want to have that done before somebody feels that we're ignoring our word. So, okay. Any other unfinished business that anybody's aware of? I think that hits it for me.
Mhm.
Okay, new business. There's a budget workshop tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
2 days.
2 days?
Yeah, not
On
tomorrow.
Saturday. She made me bring a calendar tonight because I never get my days right. On Saturday at 10 a.m., and you know where it is, Sean. You can point at it and tell people how to get
It's the building next door with the big garage doors. And we ask everybody to park at it's going to be at the Oak Harbor Fire Department at the training room. We were going to ask to do it at the senior center, but they're doing a Japanese lunch at 12 o'clock to raise money for Meals on Wheels.
That's where I'm going to be at noon.
That's where I hope we're all at for noon, to raise money for Meals on Wheels. We can walk over, but so as to not interfere with them setting up and everything else, I was able to get the training room from right next door at the fire department. So if you go in, it's on this side of the fire department, the door over here that faces the pool. Don't go to the other side. And bless you. And park on this side, and the door's right there to the front at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Saturday.
I thank you very much, Gino, on Saturday. Yes.
confusion on dead dates spreads.
Lemming. Yes.
Okay, so Saturday, 10 a.m. Okay. Yes.
Interject
Yes.
a little. I will not be able to make that particular meeting as part of the reason I put in my resignation letter for tonight. However, I've been trying to correspond with a subject matter expert in the area of budget and accounting. 40 years CPA, did the county's financial reports for the last 12 years. Former chief deputy for Island County. She's now retired. She contracts at $75 an hour. However, she's done, again, monthly financial reports for Island County. She would be able to look at our stuff pretty quick, tell us what kind of controls we need to get in place, what's lacking, and she would be able to make short work of this budget. So I just want to, I corresponded with her. She said she would be interested in sitting down, even if you wanted just to do a consultation with her for a couple of hours. But she would be interested in working for us. And like I say, Bill Walker formally used to come to the office and speak with her to get direction on things. She's familiar with all the RCWs for county government and special purpose districts. I don't think you can go wrong.
What's her name?
Ann McCord.
Ann?
Yeah, A-N-N-E, McCord, left board, L-A, capital C-O-U-R.
Okay.
Just to put that out there for you, I think, instead of fumbling around and trying to get how she could take QuickBooks and turn it into something that you could use, get you good year-to-date numbers via Excel.
What I would suggest humbly is we have a meeting on Saturday and we get the questions that we want or the concerns we have to find down, and then maybe talk to her to see what we can do about the questions we've got. But I think if we bring her in without any sort of focus in our minds, we're really wasting her time.
And our money.
And our money.
Yeah, you're bringing her blind, nothing
Yes.
inside her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on?
But if we have that workshop and then
She would
the
type.
questions or thoughts or alternatives.
She retired from the county too, didn't she? Yeah, she is. Okay.
She's maintained her CPA, and so the good thing is there's no real interests outside of being that she's retired. She's pretty much impartial. She's from the South County, so it's not like she's in the district. So there are some good things, and her experience. I know a couple of years ago we submitted a bunch of our information to Jones County. I don't know that we ever got it back. I don't know that anything ever came from it. I think we wasted about $3,000 through Jones for nothing, because from what I could tell, I never saw any kind of audit done. They were supposed to reconcile our books and do a bunch of other things, and I think that happened in 2012. We tried to. You'd have to go back and look at the actual vouchers and see them.
And we didn't get anything from them.
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, can we proceed with the workshop tomorrow or Saturday?
Mhm.
And then we have Ann LaCour's name and you can give
I'll
the
give you
contact
the
information.
contact.
And if we have a set of questions which are productive, that we can sort of get her to give us information on how that fits with this, or what we would like to see this change to, then she could actually tell us something rather than just sort of, this is a bunch of numbers and they're balanced here, but if that makes sense. Is that all acceptable to everybody?
Yes.
Okay, the second is the summer schedule. And I haven't got a copy of it in my materials for the meeting.
This is current, this is the proposed.
Yeah, I have a real problem with the noon time. Masters disappears for the first time in many, many years and gets stuck into NWAC if we can work out that insurance stuff, which I'm really seriously concerned about. We only have a few master swimmers left that are swimming competitively. And so what I was wondering, yeah, that's 3 1 hours way back here with NWAC, and all of NWAC is in at that time. So you're not, they used to be here, from 12 to 1:15 or 1:30. And I was thinking if we moved the lap swimmers, and if you want private lessons, as long as they're still lap swimming, if they had precedence, from 11:30 to 12, or to 1:30, to 1, what would that be, 12:30? Maybe 1 o'clock even. Then you could go from 1 to 2:15 with open swimming. But that would give a reasonable time for people to swim in the middle of the day, the lap swimmers, because they don't have any time in that morning to speak of except Fridays. And early morning, Monday, Wednesday, in the early mornings. Yeah.
That actually solves a concern that I got an email about today from a lap swimmer, interested lap swimmer, in regards to not having that lunch hour. His point was that he fully understands that the children need a place to go and something to do. However, the working person who has a very limited window in which they can swim, shifting that and putting open swim during that time doesn't work. And he also had a concern in regards to the fact that it was posted to have lap swim until 1:30. He made a comment that today he was going to come to the pool at 1:15 so that they could prepare for the open swim.
I think part of the concern in putting this together was the multiple complaints we had from parents of swim lesson kids last summer whose children were unable to hear their instructor during lesson time because of the music from the United classes. So this poses, of course, a problem where we are trying to put lessons in where aerobics impacts, the music impacts the instructors who are trying to get the kids in less, and our ladies that don't like to get their hair wet are less impacted by the cannonballs from the kids coming off the wall to their instructor as they're working on jumps and dives. So it's a real delicate balance of trying to make it so everybody has something, So is it a perfect? There is no perfect solution. No matter what we do, there isn't a perfect solution.
But your problem isn't part of what we're talking about in the sense of letting the lap swimmers in, because there are no aerobics at that time. If we went from the 11:30 time, let's say, up to 1, that would give an hour and a half for lap swimmers, and you could have private lessons maybe in 2 lanes or something or other during that time. You'd have no aerobics. You'd cut down on the open swim time in the middle of the day, but they have open swim at night just as well. So you've got evening open swims as well. So there's lots of time for kids to come in. But the problem with the lap swimmers is a lot of those people, although they don't complain a lot, have injuries, so they can't run. They can't do the stuff outside, and this is their exercise. And it's been a chronic problem for years. And yes, we lose the Masters team, but it's close to lost anyways in a competitive sense. But you do have all of the lanes in for lap swimming. Sure. All you do is you take your open swim line for the 5 days and draw a line right across it at 1 o'clock.
So you would start
That's the only change I'd make.
You would start your open swim at what time?
11:30.
Open swim at 11:30?
No, lap swim at 11:30.
Okay.
Open swim at 1.
Lap is 11:30.
And that would give everybody an hour and a half to get in, find a lane, clear the pool.
And open swim then?
There's 1 to 2:15. Still more than an hour.
I think we need to work.
And when these get shortened that much about the price?
What's that?
Well, it's a much shorter open swim time to charge the full price for it. I'm wondering what kind of complaints we'll get about that.
It's longer than 1 and a half, but anyways.
I'd like to actually ask a question. Instead of just when we put this together, I shouldn't say arbitrarily. When we put this together, did we look at numbers from last year? Did we keep numbers from last year?
I've been crunching numbers from last year.
Okay.
I have the attendance numbers.
Okay. And what do they reflect?
I haven't done the midday yet. I've done the evening. I will have the midday done by our meeting on Saturday.
Okay. Then why don't we look at the numbers on Saturday when we look at the schedule? Because I think it's only fair that we base the schedule on what we've done in the past. It makes, we do need to hear complaints and hear the concerns of the citizens in all the groups, but everybody's going to clamor for more full time, right? Nobody wants 2:30 in the morning, unfortunately, which would be great, unless we're going to have to pay our lifeguards. That midnight shift is going to kill us. If we look at the numbers, historical numbers from last year, and in the summertime, are you looking at the summertime also?
Yes, I'm looking at,
Perfect.
I ran it, some of them I've done September through May,
Uh-huh.
and then I've done June and July, August, kind of separate.
That's awesome. Why don't we look at those unless somebody else has a better idea, can we look at the historical numbers on Saturday and have another look at the schedule then maybe?
Just remember that whatever they're doing, you've killed the Masters team in the middle of the day.
And maybe we can move that back in. Maybe there's
It's just essentially,
I don't think we want to kill it.
I think it may be too late.
Okay.
There's 7 people left in the competitive Masters side.
I will say we've had a lot of questions about masters lately from adult patrons coming in.
Okay.
So they like them?
They're interested in the college of their masters.
Yeah.
I don't know how we turn that into something more. But
And they swim.
it's people, we had a guy just
That's
tonight
right.
that he used to swim competitively and he used to coach and he's had kids and don't know how to shade.
I think one of the places you could be targeting is young sailors who want to run a who want to participate in triathlons. In the area their weekend is the swimming. For the most part, they're all runners. I mean, the guys doing that. And I'm not done yet.
It's okay.
If you're a bicycle guy, they need that too. But when I went to a triathlon, just a few, the swimming was the thing killing them.
Mhm.
And it's like I've talked to a lot of young sailors that would like to do triathlon. Still, man, I'm horrible at swimming.
I just thought it was interesting that you were saying that young sailors were horrible at swimming.
I know, right?
Yeah, just you know.
They can tread water for 5 minutes and swim away.
You know, we're hitting up the base, wrapping up.
Yeah.
Also for aerobics and maybe some master swimmers, the show is going to spend some time going to each senior citizen hall and caregiver hall and do a presentation about the pool, what we have, aerobics,
That's a good idea.
swimmers and stuff.
Well, okay. At the moment, I guess my only agenda, and I'm totally partisan, is to try and get time for the people that only can do swimming as fitness to get in there to do that lap swim for at least for over an hour at noon. You know,
Is it possible to do lap swim while we do open swim?
No, if I remember from last summer, our open swims in the afternoons were upwards of 50 to 60 people in the pool.
you also put ropes sideways in the pool.
You know, we had rope, and we tried putting in a lap lane at one time, and it ended up with a ball in somebody's lane in the middle of the lap, or, you know, somebody would accidentally swim under the line.
Right.
So it was kind of a mess. But
Okay.
those swims got busy, especially toward the middle of the summer.
How long were they?
They were about an hour and a half. We had an hour and a half, and we ended up anywhere between 40 and 60. In fact, there were a couple of days when Boys and Girls Public Uses said we'd go over 100.
You still have 2 hours since down here.
So maybe split the difference and go open swim 12:30, 12, you know, just gives you 15 minutes extra.
I've looked at the schedule 100 times, and I'm at the point where if y'all want to do it,
But we got to kind of trust, I mean, just my opinion. I mean, you guys know more about what a day looks like here than,
and I think as Julie gets into running the numbers, she will be able to give a better idea of what we were facing last summer. I do recall Boys and Girls Club coming in and training 90 kids every time they came in, because I would have to put extra staff on.
that's not true.
It was huge. It was always the afternoon swims.
And I think that is what I'm going to see. One thing that is challenging in running the numbers, the way that ESOP was set up previously, on a daily basis, it will tell me how many adult admissions we had, how many youth admissions, but there's no breakdown of the time of day. Without going through the receipts line by line, which is what I've been doing at home on my own time, and looking at the timestamps and coordinating that with the schedule.
Don't do that at home on your own time, please.
I'm happy to do it at home on my own.
However, that being said, we can't ask you to do that.
No, I am aware of that. Nobody asked me to do it, so.
I think we're actually obligated to tell you, don't do that on your own.
Yes.
Okay.
I appreciate,
Yes, we do. We really appreciate it. But there's this thing called right to suffer work, and it's a labor law. So please don't do it. Thank you.
But anyway, what I was saying is because of that, it's really hard to tell, so.
Thanks.
If you need a decision on this, we're not in decision-making mode if we require a workshop on Saturday. So it becomes a little difficult to know how you're going to get the decision on the schedule.
Well, is it our job, honestly, to...
Every year, this is a fundamental decision that we do.
Oh, because we approve the schedule.
Yes, we approve the schedule.
I withdraw what I was going to say.
I don't have last year's schedule to compare in detail, but did the swim, I know that,
I don't know where it's at.
I see there, it's 12:1:15 here. No, see, you had lap swim every day in the mornings last year.
This is the, I think the winter.
Oh,
This
that's
is
the winter.
Yeah, all I did was able to...
Okay, so we haven't got the summer from last year to compare. Maybe we'll just defer this until Erica comes back if she has last year's schedule there.
I guess
And
you guys did a big one.
I thought you might, yeah. And go on to the next topic and then agree with everybody.
Looking at, if we're having a budget workshop on Saturday,
Yes.
obviously we can't make any decisions at that budget workshop, but based on what we find out from the budget workshop, would we be in a position to make any actions on the budget before the July meeting?
We'd have
and
to
have a
call,
special meeting.
we'd have to call a special meeting.
At which time, if that's the case, we could at that same time put on the agenda.
They have to book people for the classes, like I was think instructors and stuff ahead of time, so that's how you think why it's really for.
24-hour notice is all we need,
24-hour notice is all we need.
technically.
Is it possible to move to the next topic?
I
Yes.
think we should move to the next topic until Eric gets back.
Okay. The next topic is just special thanks, and it really is meant,
Yeah, I mean,
to all of you.
we pulled down the lifeguards, we have working parties here, having a dog park, one by dog park, so it's pretty good field, did some painting and all this. Like Coach Bill had a lot of stuff going on. Aerobic, not cat quarters to swim in, carpools and stuff like that. And Matt and Stephanie, they kicked a lot of butt, and they're very working on this college game, so.
May I ask you a question, Gino?
Sure.
So, we were talking about this the other day. We were scheduled to close the pool in August, correct? Okay, so basically all that work that would have been done in August, we done during this closure, correct?
I would say so.
So now we don't have to close down in August, correct?
That's what I'll wear.
All right. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Just thanks a lot, all of you. Again, stress on stress, and thank you for coming through.
Thanks for using time wisely.
I'd also like to thank Matt for coming in Sunday when the pump came, staying up or not Sunday, but Friday, and staying up all night when the pump came in. He worked all night to set that pump up, put it in, and then test it and get the water running the next day so we could open the following week.
And just on the opposite side, Stephanie, when it went down, she was here basically night and day. She did a great job.
The night it went down, she had been prepared to spend the night here. She had a blanket and pillow
Wow.
so that she could be right on top of it.
Now, the pump we have operating, that not the pump that we ordered,
This is emergency.
emergency pump, and it came from where?
Came from,
The company down in
Texas, is it?
Haven, Texas, but it's from the Kirkland, that
yeah,
area.
it's
So we have
There's a company.
like,
they're specializing in pool equipment. TMI is the name of the company. Aaron is in contact and work with us to select a pump that would be appropriate horsepower for our needs and for our size and quick delivery. That's the key thing. But it is a temporary pump. It's not more fun.
can be used as a backup.
It uses more back.
It'll stay in place, correct me if I'm wrong. The way Matt explained it to me is it stays in place where it's sitting right now. We hook up the new plumbing for the new pump when it comes in. That way, in the future, should the new pump go out, the temporary is a flip of the switch, not having to shut down the pool. It's a simple, it's a simple switch. So,
I think it's a couple of big elbows.
yeah, so that,
So then having the permanent pump, which is still on its way over here, being built and being shipped, the one we purchased for $16,000 plus whatever the cost, and this temporary pump, which is the one that's indicated here on the voucher report, as
3,700 and change.
does that meet our obligation that we had from many commissions ago to have a backup pump on site?
Yes, it does. Yes, it
Didn't you say you're getting an estimate to fix the one that just broke, right?
We'll get the one fixed. When I got broke.
That's what
does. Yeah, check that.
and correct me if I'm wrong, we did have a backup pump on site. The problem was when it was unpacked. When Matt went to unpack it before we ordered our new pump, it was not packed properly, and so the seals had cracked and dried out and cracked and everything else. So,
Even with this pump and stuff, we got it here, open it up. those cracks will be able to be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Tough for the experience.
All right.
So all in all, 2 pumps for about $20,000.
So far.
But it also bought some open time, quite a few years.
Yes.
I'm not going to complain about that. I think the idea behind having a backup pump is so that when the main pump goes out, we have something to keep us open until we get the main pump back up. I would just envision us having to make another purchase the sum of $60,000 or, whatever it's going to cost to fix the one that we failed.
This came up, I went down and made this decision.
I would say go with that.
So
Well, it's even,
they forced me to do the meeting on, so sign this, the order.
I think in some ways, the work, and the next topic is work done during the shutdown. And you can talk to that, but I know for one that they found some major pipes, risers that were rusted almost right through and had the chance to replace them at the same time. So they would have gone probably if the pump hadn't gone. And so, things sometimes have a little bit of a silver lining.
They're a very old facility, and maintenance is the key.
As we get older, we know this. Okay, did you want to talk about the next topic, which is the work done during shutdown, or have we done enough? Just thank you again to all of you, because it's also stressful when you're going through that.
And along this, with these pumps that were in poor condition after they were unpackaged, is there a way we're going to rectify that in the future so that next time it's
We'll
not
fly more ever on our dime to make sure it's not broke. We'll deliver ourselves. Yes, we will.
I don't know.
It was the right, it was the right, I understand.
We're talking about how do we keep them in shape when they're in the back room. Now.
What's preservation?
Yeah, preservator's not usually sitting outside.
How do you keep the seals from cracking, though? I know you got to grease them, but
We'll have to have an ongoing maintenance.
yeah,
Interval to do it.
and we'll have to order spare seals.
Unless it's hermetically sealed,
Yep.
I mean, completely airtight, then you will have to do annual maintenance
And,
on
and,
a pump that's...
and even then, you're just going to have the rubber from the seals is still going to break down.
The
So,
manufacturer
yeah.
we bought it from should be able to tell us not what
Yeah.
the best way to
Yeah,
use it.
yeah,
If you have
there is
it,
construction, I'm sure.
I think so.
He was out here walking the site for almost a full day,
Yeah,
every
okay.
day, so
Cool.
I think it'll be a good resource to help us get to that point where we can get it perfectly set for future use.
Next topic is Northwest Fitness Club.
Well, we talked about that earlier, just
That's Brad.
publication, but the work Brad and Chelsea's doing. Like she said, she's out there at Christian school, I'm going out to the base. We're going to start hitting up other organizations, not just kids, work on triathlon, swimming stuff like that.
And that'll appear as it goes.
Correct.
Yeah. And
Go to that program.
okay, a reopening welcome party.
Yes, we are.
Are we invited?
Of course. Yes.
What are you going to do?
We're working on it. We're going to have balloons. We're going to use it for recruitment, also membership. We just have little groups talking, and all come back and have a little bit of food.
Will it be water or will it be food in here?
A little bit of food here once we get better food. So we're working on all that. So,
Any comments?
it will not be from our funds.
I will, you mentioned recruitment and membership. I know there's a lot of summer activities going on, and I would say one of the biggest things we've done in the past, just to put a bug in your ear, we haven't done in the past, but this town does in the past very well, is a 4th of July celebration. There are people that come down here from Canada to spend the time in our campsites down here at City Beach, just because they love the way that Oak Harbor celebrates 4th of July. it would be a shame for us to miss an excellent opportunity like that parade to get the pool out there for the public, whether it's NWAC, aquatics, or anything else.
Right, that's, all happening, 3v3, Julie and I, we're all working on, marching in these parades, or having moose like at August nights for 4th of July, all happening, stuff like that. So yes, that is something we are working on.
Cool, thank you.
Another thing, speaking of special events coming up, and I know that this was brought up several meetings ago, very briefly. It might have actually been a conversation afterwards, but for the first time, Polk Harbor's having hydroplane races.
Yes.
Inside the harbor, which is going to be, I'm extremely excited about. And so the idea was brought up to maybe hold some indoor electric RC boat racing in the kiddie pool. Something where the kids can bring their electric powered, not gas, the electric powered boats in here and have some good fun, spin yourself around the pool. As a way to engage ourselves in that special event and also learning out there.
Dave has launched the imagination for it.
Oh, man, you kidding me?
And I want to say apologies about the agenda and all the reports getting out late. That was on me because I've been around back and forth. So, okay, you got anything to say about the reports?
Just get later. Okay. Public comments.
Are we going to go back to the summer schedule?
Summer schedule.
Summer schedule. Did you bring in a thing that looked like last year's summer schedule? You're not able to find it.
May I ask a question? When is the latest that you need this to be approved?
We are supposed to start our summer schedule June 30th.
Okay.
So, and we would like to get it out to the public a week in advance. So it doesn't give you a whole lot of time.
So the 20th is Saturday, the 21st is Saturday.
Saturday. So we would need to have something on Saturday or by Monday at the very latest showing what our summer schedule is. We have put this out as a tentative schedule to our public, and so they are kind of planning around it. So the sooner the better. Even if it's just a couple of you guys coming in and sitting down with us and just getting it done, whatever it takes, we do need to get it out.
It's a really important decision. I think the commission has to do it.
Especially.
Either that, or is there any other concern other than my fussing on that meantime? Because I can be quiet, you guys can decide. I have very strong feelings on the meantime.
Well, so does some members of the public that I heard.
Yes, I know that. I'm speaking for them, but it's sort of not fair to
So do we talk about this Saturday and then have a special meeting Wednesday?
Yeah, I'd like to say we talk about it Saturday, get some numbers at least to look at, and then maybe we can set a special meeting for the 23rd.
I know.
Okay.
May I ask you a question, Julie? Were you going to be there Saturday?
I am planning to be there.
Thank you.
Okay. I would suggest or propose that we finish this agenda and then adjourn the meeting until 12 o'clock or 11:30 on Saturday and have a brief continuation of this meeting to make the decision on the pool. Because we can adjourn the meeting until Saturday without having to put the week public notice out. If that's acceptable. So that we'll have a short meeting for one decision on Saturday as a continuation of this meeting. Sean's looking fussy.
The one gerbil's really trying hard to turn the wheel.
Yeah.
I believe we only need to do a 24-hour public notice to meet the RCW. So if we send a public notice out tomorrow that we're going to add the swim schedule to the agenda for the budget meeting, for the first part of the budget meeting, we could actually do that as long as we send it out tomorrow morning at 08. Which one would you like?
And make a decision on
Yes,
schedule.
swim schedule.
Right at the beginning of the workshop. Is that more comfortable for you guys?
I'm good.
Okay, let's do that. We'll go normally, adjourn when the time meeting's over, and then we'll set out a notice of the meeting tomorrow morning for 10 o'clock at the fire hall, and one item of agenda, on the agenda will be the swim school schedule, and then it will be a workshop on the budget.
Okay.
Summer
Summer schedule.
Whatever it is. Yeah,
The summer pool schedule.
okay. What did I say?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I won't worry about it.
Okay.
I may have another instructor trainer that may come for part of the morning on Saturday. If she does come, I'll bounce over there for part of that as I can.
Public comments. I think we're down to public comments now. Are there any comments?
Does that include email comments received days ago?
No, I don't think so. But if you want to bring up something on your own as a commissioner, as a comment, you can do it. Yeah. Okay, well then let's have, we haven't got the commissioners' comments, but we can add them in now to no public comments. Just between public comments and next meeting.
You know, we are going to need to make one decision too, how to proceed since Kirk has resigned, how we're going to fill that position.
Secretary position?
Well, not to mention just the, yeah, that's the other one.
I'm glad I took notes.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
okay.
I keep going. I give
No,
an important.
just, I mean, you know, we'll need to replace him as a commissioner, but also, that brings up another point, Kirk's been serving as a secretary, so we will also have to, you know, vote on someone to be the secretary, so.
And, you know, just to interject to, I know formerly the director used to compile notes based on the sound file for the minutes, and then forward those notes to the secretary, who would then refine them down into the actual minutes from the meeting. I don't know if you would be interested in continuing that tradition.
And why would you have a secretary for your commission?
Well, it's
I mean,
essentially...
it's part of your job.
No.
No,
You're correct, but essentially it's a checks and balances type of thing, so the director...
I don't mind reviewing
Yeah.
what happened. I'm not.
but we need somebody to send us, download and send us the files, is what we've done in the past.
Yeah, well, it's up to you. I mean, I'm just putting it out there as far as, it was very helpful to have someone else reviewing the minutes from the meeting, actual sound files, compiling just some bullet statements from various points in the meeting, as far as what was covered, any motions made and approved and passed. And then the secretary would take that email and convert it into this Word document as the actual official minutes. So, but it wasn't discussed as part of any duties that I'm aware of. So,
How can I? If I can't. I already have I'm already like the vice chair, right?
We're vice chair.
Well, I would,
Sean, would you
Is Dave going to volunteer?
like to volunteer to be secretary?
well, do I get to nominate somebody?
Damn it.
Not if I do it first.
No, I would nominate David Walton as the secretary for the Northview Park and Recreation District Board of Commissioners.
Will you second this?
I would like to second and thank Dave for jumping on that grenade for me.
All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you, David.
You can work out with the new director.
Having said that, Mr. Director, I do recall in your job description, and I do believe it's actually in your contract, it says you're not responsible for the minutes. And so I would say that if you chose to do something, more power to you, but not an expectation on my part.
Having been the secretary before, it went both ways, because I appreciated what the former director did, but it got kind of crazy at times because, you know, I felt I was responsible for it, and he had things that he was giving me that, and I really didn't know how to handle it. So it got to at the end where I just decided to do it on my own, because if I was going to be responsible for it, it was going to be me. So think that's it.
I'd like to make a motion under new business
Okay,
that we set a process in place to elect a new, to start the search for a new commissioner to replace, to fill the vacant spot. We're missing position 2. Thank you. So the motion is to start a search to fill the position 2 on the commission.
I second that.
okay. All in favor?
Comments?
Oh, yeah,
One thing I think that we need to keep in mind, this position is going to show up as being good until 2017.
No.
That's not true, though. The person will need to run in November of 2015. 2014? No, 2015. The
What's the
next
next
election
election?
cycle is 2015. At which time, this is also going to cost the district that money that it costs for a candidate to be placed on the ballot.
So we need to keep that in mind.
And
We'll have to budget for that.
so the person will have to run in 2015 and then also in 2017 to get back on that cycle. True? Is this right, Kurt?
I
Because
think once they're elected in 15, they're good for 4.
right now, the seats that...
No, it's good for whatever the position says.
No, it's not. The reason, here's how I know this. When Alan and I were both appointed, mine was supposed to, well, that seat went through 2015, but since I was appointed, you had to run in that next election cycle. Yes.
That's how come we got all that.
Yeah, so by Kurt vacating this position, whoever takes that position will have to run if they so choose. That seat will come back open for election in November 2015. And then I think they put it back on the cycle that it was supposed to be on, and they'll run again in 2017. Because that's where I'm at right now. That they put, I had to run for election in 2015, and if I choose to do it, I would have to go again in 2015, yeah. I went in 2013, I'll have to go again in 2015. It's just something to keep in mind.
And you should
Yeah.
talk to Michelle Reagan in
Okay.
the election.
Yeah.
She can give you that.
So if people ask questions, well, how long is this for? It's going to be until November of 2015.
And the way we've done that in the past is put it out on the website and make a public notice.
Do we put an ad in the paper?
No.
Okay, we'll just check and make sure we meet the legal requirements.
Yeah.
You should scan and email a copy of this to the elections office so that they can put it in the file for the district. Have you sign this position?
Anything else? Anything else?
Nope.
Dave?
Yes, according to Commissioner's comments, actually, this is more of a question.
Wait,
We
Dave,
had
we've got, I'm sorry, Dave. I've got a motion up there we've got to vote on.
Sorry,
before-
sorry.
I made the motion that we move to search.
I
start
thought we
search.
passed that.
Did we pass
No,
that?
we did
I don't think we
Okay,
did.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Now,
Thank you, Dave.
All right.
Pardon me.
So we had a swim team parent send a couple, looks like 3 emails over the course of a few days to the director and some of the commissioners. Has that swim team parent issues been addressed?
I have emailed directly to her on all 1 and 3 parties.
Okay, thank you.
She's satisfied right now